Hello, friends. Welcome back to Storytime with Pete, the podcast that explains why your financial anxiety is actually your childhood in cargo shorts. Today, we're diving into a topic that's equal parts warm and horrifying. What we did and absolutely did not learn about money from our parents. Let's start with what we did learn. For many of us, money lessons came not from family meetings around a mahogany table, but from eavesdropping on our parents arguing about how they weren't going to pay for your orthodontist. We learned by osmosis. We watched them stretch paychecks, write checks, bounce checks, and argue about credit card debt during long car rides that somehow always ended in someone crying at an Applebee's. You might have learned to clip coupons because your mom called it a game. Or you saw your dad pull the classic, "I'll fix it myself" move, not because he was handy, but because he couldn't afford a plumber. Now, in fairness, they taught us some good stuff. If your parents were savers, you probably inherited a healthy respect for the emergency fund. If they were tithers or givers, you may have learned generosity, even if it meant spaghetti night 4 times a week. And let's not ignore the parents who talked openly about money goals or brought their kids to the bank to deposit birthday money. That's elite parenting, honestly. But now, let's flip the coin. Because what we didn't learn is arguably more important. Most of our parents didn't teach us how to build wealth. They taught us how to avoid ruin. Big difference. See, they didn't explain 401ks or Roth IRAs or compound interest. They just said things like, "Don't get a credit card, you'll ruin your life," or "buy a house as soon as you can," as if that were somehow as easy as picking up milk on the way home from work. Some of us were taught to fear money. Others were taught to chase it with the desperation of a contestant on a game show where the grand prize is not being poor anymore. We didn't learn how to budget unless your parents counted "don't spend it all" as financial literacy. We didn't learn how to negotiate salaries or understand student loans or talk about money with a spouse without reenacting a courtroom drama. And here's the kicker. Even if your parents did well financially, we're comfortable, they might have hidden the details from you because talking about money was considered tacky. So now you're a grown adult trying to figure out how to split a dinner check with your friends without sounding like you're either broke or a spreadsheet psychopath, like me. So what now? Well, you can't change what you didn't learn, but you can take control of what you learn next. You can read a book, listen to this show, flattery accepted, ask dumb questions at work, talk openly with your kids, and get help from experts who don't judge you for not knowing what a W-4 is. And maybe, just maybe, you can become the generation that teaches the next one not just how to survive financially, but how to thrive. Because that's the real legacy, not just avoiding mistakes, but creating possibility. That's it for today. Tell your parents you love them, even if their best money advice was, "Hey, marry rich." This has been Storytime with Pete. I'll see you next time. And hey, if you're feeling overwhelmed by what you didn't learn growing up, just remember, you can still learn it now, just without the ugly patterned couch and wood paneling.
Get ready for full throttle coverage as we shift into high gear for Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA with support from the City of Westfield and Daniel's Family Vineyard and Winery. We're giving you the inside track on the powerful connection between motorsports and the Indiana economy. Join us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and the stories that drive the business of motorsports. So buckle up and join us for Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard coverage all month long.